Hi, I'm Mark Canada, Acting Dean of Arts and Sciences at UNCP, and you're watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Good afternoon, Braves fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report, a program all about UNCP athletics. I'm Kevin Freeman. On the program this week, we'll be joined by head football coach Pete Shinnick, and on the second half of the program, we'll be talking to head cross-country coach Gary Aycock. But first, as usual, we're joined by Coach Shinnick. Coach, welcome to the studio this week.
Good to be here. Thanks.
Let's talk about the Winged game. A pretty tough loss, the team's first of the season. One that you said in your post-game press conference was a hard game for you to swallow. Give us your assessment of the game now that you've had a couple of days to think about it.
Well, looking at it, we've gone through it a couple times film-wise, and you know, we're very close in a lot of situations. To have that type of lead, to miss an extra point, to not make a field goal, and then to allow Wingate to drive there in the fourth quarter, all those things are just difficult to watch again. We saw them live and knew that we had our opportunities, and then you go back on film and you just see how close we are. I said I was disappointed for our guys, not disappointed in our guys, because I thought our guys played hard. They practiced well, had a very good week of preparation, and to come out and to put all that effort into it and not be able to finish it off, that's where I'm disappointed for them.
We talked last week about how dangerous their quarterback Cody Hafley is, and he definitely didn't disappoint. I think he was probably the best quarterback you've seen up to this point. He showed a lot of poise in the pocket. He was very effective in finding the open man. Comment a little bit about on him.
Well, Cody's played very well. You know, he started for him 3 years ago as a sophomore, and we were able to win that game. And then the last 2 years, he's played very well against us, as he has most people in the conference. I think he's second team all-conference, and they've got an All-American who's the first team all-conference player in that conference. So we've always been impressed with him. We have a tremendous amount of respect for him. We know that we have to be on point every time that he has the ball in his hands, and a couple times we weren't. And anytime that you give him to have that time and to be able to look at his receivers, he's going to find them, and he did a very good job, as he's done most of the time he's been back.
He definitely had the ability to find the open man. He's able to see the whole field. You mentioned this, so this makes a nice segue. I'm no expert, of course. You're the expert here, but I give a lot of credit to this game to Wingate's offensive line, the front 5 or 6. They gave him a lot of time, and your front 7 really had a lot of trouble putting pressure on the quarterback. Is that a fair assessment?
No, Wingate's O-line did very well, and I think the longer the game went on and the more plays that we ran, we gave up some first downs early and allowed some drives to go, even though they didn't result in points early in the game. And I think that just kind of took its toll on our D-line a little bit, just the number of plays that they had to play. We started getting in the second half and they started running their 70th, 80th play. It starts adding up. And so they protected him well. We tried a couple of different things to mix it up a little bit, but he was still able to have time. And you're right. I mean, their O-line played well.
You've been plagued the last couple of weeks by a lot of drop passes from your receiving core. Is this part of the not making plays that you mentioned in your post-game press conference, or is there something else going on here?
No, I think it's just part of that. We play a lot of different skill players. And so, I don't think it's been one guy. I don't think it's just been one situation. Luke starting for the first time, we're now in his 3rd game. I think everybody's getting comfortable with him. Anytime you see a ball that could be caught, not caught, it's obviously frustrating for everybody because it's kind of one of those obviouses. And we have been plagued with that. Again, I think it's just a little lack of concentration, a guy trying to run a little bit before he gets the ball, thinking he's got an opening before he does and takes his eye off the ball just a little bit, and you're left with an incompleted pass.
Are you of the belief that if the ball hits the receiver's hand, he should catch it?
No, most definitely. Most definitely.
Well, Fred Williams had 18, real quick, Coach. Fred Williams had 18 tackles on defense. I call his name quite a bit. Why does he always happen to be in the right place at the right time?
Well, really, our defense is set up for him to make a lot of tackles, but he's also got to be in position to do it. And Fred is our defensive leader out there. He's making sure everybody's lined up. He's making sure they're in position. And so Fred has really taken on the role of defensive leader, making sure people are where they need to be. And when you do that, you're going to be around the ball quite a bit.
Okay, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, we'll talk more to Coach Shinnick about the upcoming game against Glenville State.